Welcome back to the MR Academy. இது மாணவர்களுக்கான தளம். Here in this video for 12th standard computer application subject, 4th chapter, introduction to hypertext preprocessor, that means introduction to PHP. இதை உங்களுக்காக வழங்க போகிறது மிஸ்டர் ஜி சக்திகுமார், பிஜி அசிஸ்டன்ட் இன் கம்ப்யூட்டர் சயின்ஸ். இப்போ வாங்க நம்ம வீடியோக்குள்ளே போகலாம். Here, introduction to hypertext preprocessor, that's the expansion of PHP. Nowadays, internet or web-based things or applications are very crucial things in our world. Because of without these things, we can't run any industry. That means maybe entertainment field or business or any other things. It's very necessary one. It's a very famous one. And the famous quote by the Mr. Bill Gates, a founder of Microsoft, if your business establishment is not on the internet, that means online based, then your business will be out of business context. So you are going to fail. So that's his thought. And web application is very important role in nowadays. So this industry is, first of all, in 1990s, Mr. Tim Berners-Lee is introduced this WWW concept. That concept is very important things because of we are running with those concepts in our all the activities into the online. So here the concept, the web scripting language has many policies. That means internet is based on some websites and web pages. So those things are developed by the scripting languages. So here we need to know some knowledge about the web scripting language. Then so the web scripting languages and solve the critical business problems around the world. Later in 1990s, many web scripting language was introduced. ஸோ நிறைய லாங்குவேஜஸ் அது வந்து இன்ட்ரடியூஸ் ஆக ஆரம்பிச்சிச்சு. அதில் PHP இஸ் த மோஸ்ட் பவர்ஃபுல் அண்ட் ஈஸி டு லேர்ன் லாங்குவேஜஸ். இட்ஸ் வெரி இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் திங், ஈஸி டு லேர்ன். PHP, the expansion is hypertext preprocessor, recognized technologies in your on the internet. Originally PHP is for personal or home page. Nowadays you can find maximum of websites are done by the PHP. We can easily find out those things because of we can see the address bar of the browser website, and then we can see that. And then no matter what is called, PHP is a fundamental part dynamic web pages. We can dynamically create the web pages. So again I will tell you that expansion of PHP is hypertext preprocessor, and this is server side scripting language. Here the message, PHP is how it's what kind of famous it will be done in the industry. In the picture that represent in the industry, 78.9% of people they are accepting PHP and they are working PHP, and lot of many other things also there. Java, static files, Ruby, Scala, Python, JavaScript, having a lot of programming and scripting languages, ASP, active server page. Those things are, it is very high people they are using. And then various server side programming languages, global usage statistics. நார்மலாக எப்படி யூஸ் பண்ணுறாங்கன்னா, PHP ஸ்கிரிப்டிங் லாங்குவேஜ் கேன் பி எக்ஸிக்யூட்டட். அதாவது நார்மலாக வந்து ப்ரோக்ராமிங் லாங்குவேஜஸ் தே ஆர் எக்ஸிக்யூட்டட் பை தி கம்பைலர். பட் வென் வி ஆர் டீலிங் வித் வெப் டெவலப்மெண்ட் ப்ரோக்ராமிங் லாங்குவேஜஸ், they are only accepting to execute in the interpreters. So this PHP is also executed in the interpreter, which is installed in the web server or CGI. வெப் சர்வர்லேயோ அல்லது சிஜிஐலையோ இன்ஸ்டால் பண்ணியிருக்கக்கூடிய இன்டர்பிரட்டர் கேன் மேனேஜ் தீஸ் கைண்ட் ஆஃப் எக்ஸிக்யூஷன்ஸ். ஸோ சிஜிஐ இஸ் எக்ஸ்பேண்டட் ஆஸ் காமன் கேட்வே இன்டர்ஃபேஸ். ஓகே, the most of web servers as Apache, Tomcat, Microsoft IIS, that means Internet Information Server, supports the PHP interpreter only. So PHP is very easy to accept and used, and then quality is something better than that some other things. So those people are accept, those companies are accept the PHP things. The latest version of PHP is 7.3 is released in the year of 2017 November 30th. Next, client server architecture. When the internet concept is getting inside the industry means, on that case client server architecture is also introduced, because of internet means server, client and server. So server is provider, service provider, and client is gets all the services. So this architecture is made by the 1990s when the internet was emerging in the field. On that case, the client server architecture is also introduced. In this, main objectives are server is supplies to the service to the clients, right? And server is a high performance hardware machine. Whenever we are dealing with client server technology, on that case we are dealing with some of the client and one server in our local networking concepts. So we are normal configuration is enough to the maintain for the clients, and but for server we need to maintain some more capacity system, more high performance hardware equipped system, so that the server is something better than the client systems and hardware system. In this case, server client have some request to the server will respond. The server and client also called as service provider and service requester respectively. server service provider னு சொல்லுவோம், client request அதாவது சர்வீஸ் ரெக்வஸ்டர் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவோம். ஸோ அந்த சர்வீஸ் ரெக்வஸ்ட் பண்ணும்போது அதுக்கு ரெஸ்பான்ஸ் பண்ணுறதுக்கு தகுந்த மாதிரி they have that machine have capability, so that we are maintained with a high capacity hardware equipments for the server. So this is the concept of client server architecture. Here the image is looking the client server architecture model. The two systems are called client systems, and that will be connected with the networks, and local database server is there, and the local server is connected to the network, and main server is connected with the server. So the server is connecting with the server and gets some information from the server and distribute to the client. This is the method. The client server architecture model is, we have three models. One is single tier architecture and two tier architecture, and n or multi or three tier architecture we have in this field. So we will clearly explain this each and every one. First one is single tier architecture. This architecture used by the server, accessed by client. If suppose have an application for the client, that application runs inside the server only, that will not runs inside the clients, makes some request to the server, that request accessed by the server and executed by the server, and then result will be goes to the client. So here have only single layer interaction, that is called single tier architecture. And second one is two tier architecture. This is used for server accessed by client as two layer interactions. Here we have two layers, that is for only one for client layer and another one is for server layer. So here we have two layers for the interactions. The image will be explained that the direction, arrow mark direction will be only we have two direction in the two tier architecture, but in this one tier architecture directly connected a single layer only, right? And then here multi or three tier architecture it means have for the server accessed by client through more than one layer interaction, more than one layer. The programmer could decide the count of business classes like that. If we are make one request, if that request is responded or not, client can make another request. So that layer, that first request is going to one layer and the second request it's going to another layer. So here multiple layer we can use for the interaction from the client and server. So this reason the model is known as multi-tier or three-tier architecture. So most of the server-side scripting languages are working any on the client-server architecture model, maximum of that. And web server is software which is running. Web server means a software. It is running in the server hardware. It takes the responsibility for compilation and execution for the server-side scripting language. Totally authority is server only. The web server is dealing with that for the responding to the client. So the server-side hardwares will execute all the request and response to the client side. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any doubt means please comment me as your doubts. Okay, thank you. See you again in the part 2 video for this lesson. Thank you to you all. Bye.